As a UN mandate authorizing US-led forces in Iraq nears its expiration, the US is looking to reach an agreement with Iraq over its future military presence. But the Iraqi government may be considering alternatives in light of the differences between the two sides over the issue. Here's Zhang Suwei again.
Iraq's official newspaper Al Sabah has quoted a lawmaker from the ruling Shiite alliance as saying that Iraqi leaders are now considering three alternatives. There are calls for an extension of the UN mandate, or for signing a temporary agreement with the US, or for demanding that US forces withdraw next year. The newspaper also quoted sources as saying the Iraqi government may announce its suggested amendments in the coming few days. Washington and Baghdad began negotiations over the issue of the U.S. military presence in Iraq back in March. A final draft of the agreement was not reached until last week. According to the draft, the U.S. would pull its forces out of Iraqi cities and towns before the end of next June, and then the whole of Iraq before the end of 2011. But the military presence deadline could be extended at the request of the Iraqi government. The draft agreement has already sparked dissatisfaction among many Iraqis, particularly the Shiites. On Saturday, demonstrations broke out again in the southern Iraqi port city of Basra. Protesters are worried that a draft agreement may result in the long-term presence of U.S. troops. Others fear that Iraq's politics, economy and culture may fall under the dominant control of the U.S. Under the law in Iraq, the draft agreement cannot take effect until parliament members approve it. The Iraqi government and other political parties are discussing the draft, but most of the political factions in the country think amendments will be needed to ensure that Iraq's sovereignty can be respected. If the US and Iraq cannot forge an agreement before the end of this year, the US would have to extend the UN mandate to justify its presence in Iraq. Zhang Suwei, CCTV.